Today we get down to business on the tracker and tackle that timing belt and water pump job. Welcome back to the Auto Obscure Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of Project Back on Track. That is our 1995 Geo Tracker. And guys, we're not going to play around. We're getting right into it. Timing belt, water pump. One of the biggest jobs you can do on one of these vehicles maintenance-wise, and something that is way too often overlooked. Because it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, let's get in there and get the job done and get a little dirty. When doing a timing belt water pump job, real estate is everything, and we need as much space up front as we can get. On the Geo Tracker, it's kind of interesting how this whole unit comes out. You don't just pull the radiator, you have to undo all the shroud, of course all your lines, move this AC line out of the way. And the shroud doesn't actually come apart. On a lot of vehicles, the shroud is a two-part thing where you can pull it apart, and then the clutch fan and everything you can loosen and, you know, have lots of room to do stuff. On this one, what we're actually going to do is loosen the fan shroud bolts, kind of push it forward, slide it over the water pump area more, over the fan shroud, which should have a little space to go back. And there's different bolts, 10mm bolts. I think there's 3, if I remember correctly, that hold the actual radiator in. There's a couple things we have to unclip on the bottom, and then we'll just kind of separate the two, pull the radiator up. So that's what we gotta do. Oh boy. First things first, probably gotta drain the coolant out of the system. I think that's a good way to start. Let's get the coolant out of the tracker. Time to drain that coolant out. Let's hope it's actually nice, clean coolant. I don't like surprises, guys. Find the petcock. Should turn freely. There we go. We might get some crazy splashing. God, don't make a mess here. Hey, green coolant, I'll take it. It's not rust water, it's not brown. Good times. I'm gonna let that go kind of slow. And then we'll open up the radiator cap and that's gonna just pour out of there. All right, time to loosen everything out. Again, 4 10mm, at least I saw 4 10mm bolts are holding the fan shroud on. 2 up top, 2 on the bottom. Gonna go ahead and loosen this 10mm so I can slide my AC line out of the way. Also gonna remove the overflow reservoir here, and those overflow lines will come up as well. And that should be it for holding the shroud and radiator in. Of course the hoses, there's a lower radiator hose and an upper. We're gonna be doing thermostat anyway, so I'm just gonna pull this whole hose off, inspect it, make sure everything's good. But let's go ahead and just loosen all this up in the hopes of getting the radiator out of here. After getting all nice and dirty, after pulling off hoses that probably have been on the vehicle since it was made, get nice and gnarly, your radiator should be loosened up. Again, if you have a manual, there is a clutch cable that goes around and has a little hook on the bottom. One of the shroud bolts holds it to the radiator, so make sure you get that. You don't want to pull your clutch cable. But let's see, this radiator, yeah, it's nice and easy. Yeah, it's a little petcock, and the other side has a little piece that sticks out. Those want to hook on the shroud, so I just went and pushed the shroud over, so here we go. Let's clean this thing up, shall we? Easy peasy, the shroud just comes over the clutch fan. There we go. There's our fan shroud. All right, now you're seeing the fan. You can see the clutch for the fan. Oh, that is nice and dirty. Let's clean that thing right up. Actually, good resistance. That looks good. This is the water pump right here. We are going to be replacing that, of course, because we're doing the timing belt. But we're going to get front access going here. We got lots of space to work, guys. With the radiator out, AC line tucked back, we've got the front of the engine exposed pretty much. I think we're good to go, guys. Yeah, this will work for me. Cool. I'll take you guys in close to show you this next step in our process. We've got the fan clutch right there. Behind that is the water pump. See a little bit of a blue neck there. If you look right on the end of the blue there, the fan in the way a little bit, you can see those 10mm bolts. There's going to be 4 of those, I believe. All of those should come off. Go ahead and loosen all 4 of those. You should be able to slide off the entire fan clutch assembly. We got to remove all the accessory belts in the front too. Our timing belt lives under there. So we have 2 other sections we need to loosen up right here at the alternator. You can see right there, there's a tensioner, and these work by loosening the bolts. You kind of slide it in and out on that little path you can see, and that's what causes the slack in your accessory belt. Same over here. You come over to the air conditioner here, the compressor, and it's got the same kind of setup. So makes removing these belts easy. But first things first, let's get these little bolts out of here. Little 10mm should do the trick. I'll probably be blocking most of you, so apologies for that, but let's get these guys off of here. With all 4 of these nuts off of the water pump studs, we should be able to pull the fan clutch right off. Boom, there we are. We're definitely gonna clean this up, even though this fan's working great. And that water pump pulley is ready to pop right off. Cool. Next, let's get these accessory belts off. Don't forget to put your loose hardware in baggies and label. This is great if your mind isn't as sharp as it used to be, which mine falls into that category. Save yourself the time and pain. A couple interesting things to note as we're trying to uncover this timing belt is the bracket to loosen up this belt, which is right above the alternator here. 2 12mm bolts, that's pretty straightforward. The issue is it does have a bolt holding it to the water pump. So we're gonna have to get that alternator pulley bracket out of the way to pull the water pump. That's interesting. Had to bend the oil dipstick out of the way too to access that bolt. That's kind of annoying. Come over to the other side, you have 1 12mm bolt right there. And that's playing around with your air conditioning, your compressor. So you gotta move that. You should be able to move that in and out and loosen it. Now, this vehicle did have a little bit of belt squeal on startup, and usually that's because a belt isn't adjusted properly, or you might even have a bracket that's not even attached to the engine. Look at this. These 2 bolts are missing right here. So we need to kind of take care of that. That's probably why this belt squealed a little bit. This bracket is just free floating. So yeah, let's replace those 2 bolts. You probably have those. No need to touch those, but for me, that's probably gonna help a lot in holding everything together. So this 1 12mm, get rid of these 12mm. We should be good to go. Cool. All right, take your charcoal canister and put that out of the dang way. So after you loosen those top bolts, if you're wondering why your alternator still won't swing so you can get slack on that damn belt, there's a bolt underneath that goes all the way through, so it's kind of a 2-bolt setup, as you can see in there. So there's 2 bolts on each side. You need to loosen both of those, and once you do that, you're actually able to pivot. You don't have to take that all the way out of your alternator. Just make it loose so you can pivot it. Now with all those bolts loosened up, we can now pivot our alternator in, which will create slack on our belt. We can simply pull our belt right off. Obviously, to get it all the way off, we gotta take this side off first, which will be loosening this guy. So let's do that. We can pull our water pump pulley off at this time too. Like so. Clean that up a little bit, reuse it. There's our water pump we're gonna be replacing. Looks like the original ACE unit. Okay, I've loosened all the bolts around the AC compressor. Now there is another pivot double bolt system in between that and the power steering pump. Pain in the butt to get to the front one, you just kind of blind feel it. But once you get those loose enough, here we go again. You can obviously, this bracket's not even connected. Go ahead and slide it towards the center of the engine and slide that belt off. Drop them right through the bottom. Here are our old belts. The harmonic balance pulley or crank pulley is held on by 4 8mm bolts. Just these little guys right here. Now the best way to access it is from under the vehicle. It's not super fun, you're kind of feeling around blind, but yeah, 8mm. And this is going to be your best approach angle for getting that crank pulley, harmonic balancer pulley off of the tracker. So 4 of those 8mm bolts and it should come right off.
So it ends up being 5 of those 8mm bolts that holds the harmonic balance pulley on there. So go ahead, just pull it right off this thing. They can get stuck, you might need a puller, but this just simply fell off for me. Easy as that.
Now it's time to finally get our timing belt cover off. There's going to be 10 of these 10mm bolts. Now that was a cursory count. I could be wrong again, but it looks like 10 simply holding it onto the engine. Let's go ahead, get all those off. Pop that cover off. It's a one-piece unit. A lot of vehicles are upper and lower timing belt covers. At least this is just one. Geo Tracker keeping things simple for us. Simple folks. So let's get this off of here and then we'll have our first look at our timing belt area. All right, final count is 9 bolts, 1 nut here in the middle. Now we can just simply pull this off. It's actually pretty good. Let me take you in. Yep, that looks like an original timing belt. You can see the tensioner there. There's a little spring off to the side there. Very simple setup, guys. This is a single overhead cam motor. It's the tensioning pulley. You've got your crank pulley down there, your cam pulley right here. And I was wondering if I was going to see a cascade of oil, but it's just actually super dry. So I might still do that cam seal. I still might do that crank seal, or maybe not, because if they're not leaking, I like to keep the OEM seals in there, especially with the mileage, the driven mileage being so low in this example. But we'll take a peek when we get in there. But this is how it should look. Nice and simple. Now to get that timing belt off, we're gonna go after this tensioner right here, release the tension on it, pull that out. Of course, we're swapping that out with the new belt. And there's our water pump that's also coming out. Before we remove the timing belt, I want to get everything at top dead center, which is cylinder 4 in this motor, which is kind of silly. You can see a little mark here. That's the one you want to have pointing at 12 o'clock. There's a little notch up here. That's where you want to line everything up. Same with the crank pulley down here. It also has a mark that's going to be pointing up towards the oil pump. Housing has a mark on it, and you're going to line those up. So both of them should be at 12 o'clock, and that's top dead center on this motor. That way you'll know you'll be in alignment when you put the new belt on. Probably be more helpful if I showed you how to get to top dead center. So it's a 17mm socket on the crank bolt there, and you can rotate the motor till you get those timing marks at the 12 o'clock position on the crank and the cam. There you can see our cam mark right there, the little arrow on that arm of the cam gear pointing right to that notch in the back of the timing belt cover. Perfect. Checking down below too. If the mark on the pulley is at 12 o'clock, yes it is, lines up right with that oil pump mark. We are at top dead center, ready to get this timing belt off. To get that timing belt loose, we're going to go right down to the tensioner bolt here, a little 12mm. That's the one that holds the spring, so we should be able to just loosen that up. And now we can loosen the bolt holding the actual tensioner in. I'm sorry, 10mm for this guy, 12mm for the actual tensioner bolt. There's our tensioner pulley. We'll be replacing that. Now you can see obviously our timing belt is nice and loose. There we go. Timing belt off. This is definitely original material. You can see the arrow for the rotational direction for the timing belt. What a simple, small timing belt. No cracks or anything. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. Same with the back. Just old. I just don't roll the dice, even though this is technically a low mileage vehicle. It's just over time, this rubber, you know. So you can see where the alternator bracket goes over the water pump. Now to pull that water pump, you got to get that out of the way. I think this is going to be the easiest one to undo, this bolt here, and then we should be able to pivot the alternator far enough out to pull the water pump. Let's give that a shot. All right, let's get that one bolt. Got it already loosened up. Get that undone. Drop it somewhere nicely on the floor, and then the bracket can slide out of the way, freeing up our water pump. Now this should have had a washer on it. Whoever did the alternator didn't put the right hardware back. Fantastic wrenching, my friend. We'll fix that when we put her back together. But now the water pump is accessible. It feels like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like our spring holding bolt has to come out too. So at least 5 bolts and a nut in the middle should pull that old water pump off. Definitely get your drip pan underneath, because when you let this water pump go, there's going to be a lot more coolant coming out.
All right, that should be everything. Let's see if I got it. Here comes that coolant. Nice. No rust or anything back there. Looks super clean. A little rust on the impeller. Might have sat for a little while, but here we go, guys. OEM original water pump removed from our Geo Tracker. That's the halfway point. Time to put everything back together.